I have to hold you guys to account. You sound right now like black people wanting white people to write books and create shows for black people in vernac. So my question to you is, who's meant to be responsible? So you speak about the SAPC, maybe we can speak about Netflix, but is the non-hearing community doing enough themselves? They might be like, but we're not included. It's like you mentioned, I apologize his name. You said the only
Sinodom.
Yeah. So the question becomes, do we have enough non-hearing people that are acting, that are out there saying we're here? Do we have enough non-hearing people saying we've got shows, we're ready to flight them? We've got ideas. Then the next issue becomes we just need funding, or then we can help like everyone else that's complaining about funding. But it can't be that you're saying do something and it's like, where must we start? We don't know. Go find them. It's like you sound like black people asking white people to do your work.
For sure.
So my question to you is the community doing enough on its own?
Yes.
Are there plays? Are there things where people can be like, these are the things we're doing. We'd like the SAPC, Netflix, MultiChoice, etc., to come here and just like the plug for Andy Science to say, anyone who's hosting an event, get an interpreter. This is where you go, Andy_Science, for what we're asking for in terms of representation in shows, etc. This is where you must go look.
Yes. Yes, they are. In Cape Town, there's oh my goodness, why am I forgetting the company name? Or is it Hands something? But they do theater shows in Cape Town. But kamba bayeke because there's no funding. You know what I mean? And art is expensive, and art costs, and people still need to live. Being a freelancer on its own, it's an extreme sport. And so we do have a lot of actors, but again, the opportunities are very slim. We do have, the actor space now in 44 Stanley, they are very inclusive, but with other disabilities as well. But just casting directors are not taking them.
Can deaf people not do enough on their own? Is my question. Can deaf people not fundraise on their own? Because normally when I shout at black people and I try to hold them to account, and they're like, but the money, and I'm like, but you guys have money. So as a non-hearing person, instead of going to the cinema, or not to the cinema, instead of watching movies with subtitles, take that money and go watch a play where people are signing. Contribute, like AfriForum, 100 Rand a month.
For sure.
Go to your family and tell your family, look, I can't hear. I know you guys love me. Please give me 1,000 Rand. I want to invest in this thing because this speaks to me.
Yes.
So is that a phone call for now?
No. Okay. No, it's not. They do. There are those platforms. But again, because the community is small, number one. The background, the education within the community, it's very poor compared to hearing schools. So which then means there are very few people who get to go to universities or start businesses or be at a privilege where I have a couple of millions or a couple of thousands that I can say, okay, hambani kenyowenza lo mdlalo wenu. You know what I mean? So the community is growing, but it's still small. Uguti, we can get to a level where we're saying we can self-fund izinto zethu. Zikhona, but it's not at a scale where we can say we have a show, we want it licensed. But because in order for you to have that, you need to have money to hire cameras, this and this. All these things are very expensive. You know what I mean? And to shoot for a quality that can be broadcasted. But there are people already. There's a show on SABC 2, E Beyond. It plays every Sunday on SABC 2. One of the executive producers is deaf, Isaac. Then he had to partner with a hearing producer so that they can have a show on SABC. So we do have talented people. We have our Candace, who are scriptwriters, who are producers in their own right. But because of lack of people to fund, because between Utengisingwa and putting 100 Rand for content that I can enjoy, you kind of weigh and like, let's wait for the government, But it doesn't mean that corporate can't put money behind it. It doesn't mean that this platform, we can ask for a call out, let's put money behind it. But it's and I hear black people, we're waiting for this and this, but it's unfair to say find your own things when the gap is so big between me and someone who has a hearing privilege and a deaf person. Because it just from education.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have teachers who teach in deaf schools with very limited knowledge of sign language. And we expect 100% pass rate. You know, in matric, they're less than 10, less than 20 in one school who are doing matric. And then maybe to matric, most of them, only one or two make it to a college or university or find umsebenzi. So iqala lapho where asibheke education. You know what I mean? And I speak of that because that's where you get access to information, access to the world around you.
Yeah.
But when we don't make that world around Uguti, you can get funding here, you can do this here. Actually, you have a right to do A and B and C and D. When that is not being provided for, and yet they're taxpayers. But when we exclude them, then we say, find yourself. It's a bit, the scale is, a fair.